It is warming up quite nicely. I had on a hoodie and a hat when I first came out here. I thought it was cold. It was cold in the house. It's warm out here. Oh. Good afternoon, Ashe. Day 58, Sunday, Mother's Day. Beautiful, beautiful day. Happy Mother's Day to mothers of all capacities, be it past, present, or even future. Hell, any excuse to celebrate women these days, I'll take it. I am down in my favorite spot by the river. I'm going to flip the camera around for a while. I'm nothing worth looking at, really. Oops. Yeah, there we go. I'm down in my favorite river area. I come down here a lot. It's one of my favorite places. I think most of us, when we find the time, can say that we appreciate being near water. If that's not something that you say, you don't spend enough time by water. But this is my little secret hideoff in the woods. Actually, there's a fisherman in like my favorite yoga spot that's a little bit more flat and level than this one, but I took that maybe as the universe's way of telling me that perhaps I should just not go. I was going to go really hard on myself today because it's Mother's Day, and Mother's Day really made me think about this Mother's Day roll of fat still hanging out on my midsection. So I was going to, in honor of Mother's Day, do a hardcore ab workout down here. But my favorite level yoga spot is being occupied by an angry, mean fisherman. I don't know if he's angry or mean. I don't fish anymore since the whole vegan thing. So I've decided that killing fish just for the sake of killing fish is mean, because I don't have to. So that's why I call him the angry, mean fisherman, because it's mean. We don't have to kill the fishies anymore. I wouldn't like it if somebody put a hook in my mouth. Anyway, so I'm not in my spot that I wanted to be at for my yoga today, but I took that as the universe's way of telling me that I perhaps should take advantage of this spot that I'm in. It's a little bit higher of a view and it's not as level as I wanted it to be for me to do the workout that I planned on doing, but you know what? Maybe I don't have to do that workout today. So I'm just going to sit and meditate and do some other things, some simpler things that don't require me to be as level as where I want it to be. But you know, that's life. So you got to go with the whole ups and downs and things. But I love hanging out down here at the river. I come here when I'm happy, I come here when I'm sad, I come here when I don't know what I am, which is kind of most of the time. There's a lot you can get from here. And you'd be surprised at things that you pay attention to when you just sit inside of nature, inside of energy, inside of this kind of space. And if you really listen and you really are open-minded, and you'll take what you need to take out of it. Every time I come here, something different kind of catches my eye. Either something I'll see in the waves, the patterns that they make, or maybe I'll see an animal that makes me think about a certain characteristic or a certain attribute that maybe I need to pay more attention to, or more, or maybe less sometimes, depending on the situation. Maybe it's shape in a cloud. I don't know. That's how meditation talks to you. It's not always, I think people, want someone to just come in the room and sit down and say, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. And even if somebody does that, 9 times out of 10, we don't listen anyway. But, the signs and the symbols in the universe, if you give them a stage to perform on, you'll pick up the pieces of the performance that you're meant to. Your subconscious will speak to you like that, or the universe will speak to you like that, however you want to associate that. Some people, we need different words to feel comfortable with, but give yourself the time and the space to allow those messages to unfold for you. That's what this does for me, and I imagine most folks I bring down here, or most folks that come to these places or spend time in nature, they tend to have that same epiphany they come to. You can learn a lot from here. Watching the birds and how they interact with each other. I like how the river has this whole really graceful determination. It goes from there to there. Any obstacle, anything that falls in it, anything that interacts with it, it's either taking it with it, it's going around it, over it, under it, whatever, but it knows that it's going from there to there. And as long as this river does that, it gives me a lot of hope. It's kind of like, all right, well, it's still moving. Earth is still going. And sometimes I'll encounter different thoughts that I wouldn't have had if I had to just sat here for a moment and looked at the way the leaves formed a pattern, and that said something to me, or it made me think about a memory that made me remember something about myself, or about someone that I cared about, or a lesson that I learned. So, not just Mother's Day or any particular day, but any day that I can get down here, I try to. Or anywhere outdoors. I have lots of places I like. And just for the record, it's so bright out here, so whatever people are typing, I totally cannot read or see. I can't even, when I get on close of it, I can't see what that says. My screen is black, I can't see it. So, but happy Mother's Day. I'm sure that's what a lot of those things say. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there if you're just tuning in. Hope you are able to find time, space, and energy to enjoy your day and in whatever way makes you happy. Don't let the rest of the world decide what your Mother's Day has to look like, or what your any day has to look like. Gosh. Be more in tune with your natural self. That's what I hate the most about modern adult life, is it pulls you out of your natural rhythms. Why did we do that? Especially with all the modern advancements and stuff that we have in technology and medicine and transportation and communication and health, refrigeration and shit, the way we can, make foods and live off the land. And we were living off the land completely before any of that stuff. And now we've created this society that you have to work and do all this other extra crazy shit, when we were living off the land, which we can return to in a lot of ways. We can live off the land much more efficiently now with all the advancement that we have, and we can live much simpler than what we live. But we created this really weird, always gotta work, always gotta consume extra. I don't know why did we do this? We used to sit around and figure out that a star moved. Do you know how much time it takes to lay on your back and watch the stars and figure out one move? That's what our ancestors did. They figured out that the stars moved, and weather patterns and water and stuff, and it was simple. And we have so much more access to stuff now, but we live so much more complicated. I don't get it. But anyway, before I get off topic, or not that there was a topic, there really wasn't a topic. I just kind of wanted to tune in and say hi, share this space with folks. It's beautiful out. It's beautiful out. So spend time outdoors. Get out. See the sun. It's good for you. Your body needs it anyway. Do some yoga. Everybody should do yoga. If you'd like to do yoga with me, we could talk about it. But I will have a public class, free donation-based class next Sunday. Folks have been asking for something on the weekend. So next Sunday at noon at at Botanica Santa Ana on 7323 Truce. Great, awesome space there. The amazing Miss Julieta, who owns and works out of this space, she has been an amazing presence. Like, even I only get to see her every couple of months because my schedule's been crazy, but you could definitely sense this lady. She's amazing. Once you meet her, you never forget her energy. And she's got some great products, very natural, like candles and incense and some herbs and some different tools that some of us are used to using. And she's great at helping people process energy in themselves. She's got some amazing psychic and magical type abilities, and she just feels good. She's got a good energy. So I'm excited to be offering a class in her space next week at noon. We'll do some networking and do some yoga, about an hour and a half or so. And then, of course, you guys know that my weekly class is Wednesday night at Jawbreakers. So you can see me then, always, 8:15 p.m. And my calendar is now updated, kind of, on my blog, which I also posted yesterday. I'll post it again today. I'm going to probably try to figure out how to put it in my About section or something so it'll stay there permanently. Note to self to do that. Getting a hold of all of these tools that we got available. Who knew that putting together yoga would be so complex? It's been an emotional week for a lot of folks that I know. So I'm really thankful for this day. I'm not a big holiday person, honestly. I'm sure most of you can assume why. I don't really get with all the commercialization and capitalism going on. But I also can understand and appreciate what it means to take advantage of the time and space that this busy society and this busy culture gives us to do so. So the energy is right. You know, we are a collective conscious, and today is the day that energy just feels right to spend with your loved ones, to spend outdoors, to spend in good spirits with friends and family. So take advantage of that. Even if you are a bit of a naysayer, you don't subscribe to the holidays and stuff like that. Trust me, I was that. Nobody wants to be around the negative Nancy. Yes, we have lots of work to do. Yes, this is the system, and yes, they just trying to do. But you know what? Meet the people where they at. Take advantage. Love is going to deliver the message better than anything else anyway. So, take the time to heal together. Spend time in that good energy, even if it's a day that the man gave us to do so. Hey, it is what it is until we can get something better. So do the work. Don't just talk about it. Be a living, breathing example. That's kind of what I decided to do. Because we are waking up, and that's very exciting. But it's going to be a lot of work to do, because as most of us who are on this side of the table know, when you first get wind of some of this stuff, you're going to be mad. You're going to be angry. It's a natural phase. You've been lied to. You've been bamboozled. You've been tricked. You've been misled. You're going to be angry. So that's a natural response. And unfortunately, we also have not been given the tools to properly deal with our emotions. Spending time in nature being one of them. Some of us live in areas where we can't even get to public parks, or getting there is a matter of concern or what have you, or we just live lives that are so full of just basically trying to survive, that doing these other things that we need to do to help ourselves really evolve and learn to vibrate higher, it's like healing yourself when you're sick. It's definitely a struggle. So that's the way it's designed to be. We know that. That's why they keep our brains and our bodies nice and dull and docile through things like food and water and chemicals that they pump into the food and water. But that's why we're so okay with saying, well, I'm just going to eat this because it tastes good. It's killing you. I don't care. It tastes good. It's killing you. I don't care. It tastes good. That's an illness, that, right? Like, that's going against your natural instincts to self-preserve, and that's a sign that it's working, that the systems are working. They can only use us for so long. We're like batteries. They make money off of you until you're really no longer usable, and they throw you away. We're the only society that throws away our elders like that. It's sick and sad. And everything we do is about the here and now, and there's no preservation to anything. We're throwing away our bodies, and we're throwing away our planet for really very minimal in return, some instant stuff right away that, honestly, if you get past the withdrawal phase of most of these horrible addictions that got our brains and bodies slaved, once you get past that, there's freedom on the other side, guys. I don't feel like because I don't eat meat or because I don't do this or I don't do that I'm missing out on life. In fact, I'm gaining access to a side of life that, quite honestly, you know nothing about because you haven't seen it yet. And so I've seen both sides, so it's kind of awesome. Or I'm not perfect, but I'm learning to see both sides. And yes, there is a difference, but you have to get through, and it's a phase, and it's a ongoing phase. Your body is it's like a vessel. It's like a conductor of energy and stuff, and it's like, the more in tune, like trying to fine tune remember the old TVs with two knobs on them, and you had to get the channels just right and touch the antenna just right, maybe even set something on the TV, because if anything disturbed that flow of energy, it messed it up. Well, that's how this is. So, yeah, gotta fine tune it. Can't shoot with a dirty gun, right? So it's diet, that's exercise, that's not just entertaining our low-level energy centers. Gotta entertain these. That's why, we talk about folks who spend a lot of time watching not so great TV and listening to not so great types of things, or maybe playing with video games and really just I'm not saying they're bad, but in too much, when you just all you're doing is entertaining certain sets of energy, certain sets of chakras. And if you spend too much time entertaining just those, then you never get a chance to balance out these upper ones, which this is the harder ones, and this is where the work has to happen. And if you don't do the work and you just overstimulate these lower level chakras, so then you're out of balance. I think it's particularly interesting that our society is desensitizing us to so much violence and so much crime and so much hate. And we consume so much death, so much hate, so much crime. We consume it in our entertainment. We consume it in our movies, in our TV, in our video games, in our food. Everything around us is death and destruction and violence, and then we wonder why we have so much death and destruction and violence. We've made such progression in every other industry possible, to where you would think we've given ourselves everything to be able to live harmonious, but yet everything bad is on the rise. Now, people are going off on this vegan tangent and stuff, and I've only been doing this for a year, so I'm still learning myself. But I have to say that it's interesting that None of us can wrap our minds around the concept of what a world would look like if we just didn't have all this death energy. And I'm not saying that it is the answer, but I am saying that we haven't tried it. And I wonder what the world would be like if we shifted the energy on a larger conscious, on a larger scale. Because we're paying for that energy somewhere, guys. And even those who say, well, it's always been this way or whatever, well, first of all, shit don't ever have to stay the way that it always was. If that was the case, we would all still be sitting on the riverbanks with none of these buildings around here. We'd be pissing in holes in the ground. We wouldn't have cars, phones, toilets, running water, refrigeration, none of that if everything was the way it always has been. So miss me with that. But even if we were to even rely slightly on that argument and say, well, we've always done things a certain way, we've always ate meat, or we've always done that, we have never done it in the numbers that we're doing it now. We've never been so gluttonous. We've never just killed just because and just mass numbers. It's not who we were meant to be. We were meant to live in a natural balance with this earth, and this earth is screaming at us just like your body. We talk about getting older and it feels bad. No, honey. A lot of the shit that we chop up to age is just your body's alarms of toxic shit that's been building up, and it's screaming, saying, why are you doing this to me? Which is the same thing the earth is saying. Like, I had those alarms going off, and they're not going off anymore. That's how I can say this. I don't feel the way I felt a year ago. And it's not just diet. It's a lot of it, but shit dominoes, man. It's all these things start to come together, and you start to see things more clearly, and you start to manifest things more clearly because, again, this instrument is clear. I said that to Miss Juliet when I walked into the store recently. When we decided to do the class there, I went to her just about a year prior, and I said, why didn't I see all this before? And she said, oh, you was dirty. It was not clear. You was not seeing clear. The way I breathe, the way air moves, the way energy processes, the way my heart rate changes when I get upset. Like, all these things I'm so much more conscious of, I'm so much more aware of, I'm so much more in control of. I love it down here. Anyway, so this was never even really supposed to go on this long, but I can't see the screen. Maybe that's what helps. It's all black because it's so bright out here. But I love it. It's so great out here. Anyway, I dropped some real shit in there, though. Like, if you didn't know, there's like some real gems in there. So go back and listen to that. I think I actually will. I don't often go back and watch or listen. I need to. I don't have time. I have time. We make time for what's important to us. I'm going to make time. So, anyway, I'm going to get off here. Funny story. When I got here, as I was saying in the beginning, there's a fisherman in my favorite spot. A fisherman killing fish for no reason. Rawr, sad. Even if you catch him with these, that's mean. I wouldn't want to hook in my mouth. Anyway, I used to love the fish, honestly. But come on, guys. We don't have to do this. Quit being barbaric. Anyway. So, fisherman was in my spot. So I couldn't get to my spot that I wanted to get to. So I was trying to go to this other spot. I'll flip the camera around because some of you guys didn't get to see this video. It's pretty cool. Where's the screen? I can't see shit. So anyway, so I was trying to get over, I don't know, like this like dam, like this giant dam over here. So I was trying to get over there. I had my arms full. Like, here I am down here in the woods with my, like, yoga mat, blanket, backpack, water bottle, and all this shit. So I'm, like, about to fall in the river. I almost died it, okay? I'm about to fall in the river. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to throw my water bottle over here, and that way I'll just get it when I get over there. Well, about halfway over, I decided that this was probably not the smartest idea. That I probably shouldn't die on Mother's Day in the Missouri River. And what's weird and everything is when I got here, I don't think they're down there anymore. The Kansas City fire rescue boats and trucks and stuff were all down there. Like, I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if somebody fell in the river or something was missing or whatever. Peace and prayers to whomever. Hope everything was okay, but I did not stay in that energy. Anyhow, but it's funny, they were already here, so I guess if I would have fallen in the river too, they could have been here to potentially save me. But my phone would have not survived, and that probably would have made me not want to survive. So I'm glad that I did not fall in the river, but I feel really bad because I threw my water bottle over there, that I was going to climb over and get it. I was going to go sit over there, and I threw it over there because my hands are full, and now I have no water, and I littered, and I'm so bad about, I hate littering. Like, I typically will bring a plastic bag down here with me and pick up other people's litter because it makes me so mad that people come down to natural spaces like this and litter. So if you do that, I kind of want to kill you. But anyway, so I have no water, so I'm thirsty. So I'm gonna wrap this up. But again, happy Mother's Day, past, present, and future moms, women, fathers, families, everybody. Spend time together today. I don't care if you're a mom or not. Just the energy is good. It feels good. Go with it. We don't get enough time and space to feel good. So even if you're a naysayer, one of those anti-holiday people, which I can be too, let's take the good vibe and use it for what we can. Keep the momentum going. We can affect way more change from a positive position than a negative one. So let that be our message today. And I hope your day is splendid. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, get home, and kiss my kiddos as well. So it's been a pleasure to get to spend a part of your day with you guys in any capacity. And namaste and ashe. Day 58, almost reaching Mecca.